Hey everybody, Baldoric here. Today we are going to be talking about the new Resplendent hero, which is Eirika. And honestly, this is a really interesting unit that really does deserve something like this. She's a good unit, good support unit, but fills a couple different roles. So first off, let's talk about some of the reasons why this unit actually makes for a great support unit. And the biggest reason is her weapon effect, which is, at the start of the turn, grants adjacent allies attack +4 for 1 turn, so just basically a hone effect on her weapon. But also, during combat, grants bonuses to attack, speed, defense, res equal to highest bonuses on allies within 2 spaces. Each stat bonus is calculated independently. So, basically, the more buffed your allies are around her, the more buff she gets, which obviously is really good. It makes it so that her supporting the units around her actually benefits her and makes her a lot stronger. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the builds that actually do work really well for her. Now, this one is an AR tank build, and the reason why I wanted to go AR tank build for her is, first of all, HP stat goes up to 64 when fully Dragonfly with the new 15 limit, which is very strong, great HP stat. Her speed line is actually pretty decent at 47 base before any sort of buffs. And because of her weapon, and because of the way usually you have this set up, she's going to at least have 1 or 2 allies around her for her weapon to go off, which will also give her the bonuses to the stats that she needs. But also, because it is AR, you are definitely going to be having allies that are going to be buffing around her, so there's going to be plenty of room for her to get those buffs, you to smite her into the enemy team, giving her the correct stats that she needs to survive, and with the addition of a speed res solo, because she would be by herself in that case, excuse me, you are also going to be getting those bonuses to speed and resistance plus 4, which obviously, oh wait, no, I'm sorry, plus 6, which obviously is a very important thing. Now, getting those stats combined with Repel is going to basically make it so that she is going to be doing quite a bit of damage and not taking as much. Noontime is going to make it so that she is going to be restoring the HP that she does lose, even with a reduction from Repel. Pulse Smoke is going to make it so that the specials don't go off on her, and obviously Distant Counter is to help with those matchups. One of the best reasons that she is going to be good on the Astra season is because of Thraseer. Obviously, you can expect to see her a lot with Anima defense teams, and she can really counter that. Now, this is factored in with Altina and Naga on the team. So with Naga on the team, you're obviously getting the dragon effectiveness as well, which also will definitely help with Dumas on the defense. So I do think she works really well in this season. I definitely think that this stat line works for a build like this. You can mix and match. Repel is not necessarily the end-all be-all in this. You could use Spurn or Close Call as well. They kind of all fill the same role. Something to consider when building this unit, but something like this will definitely work in AR offense, and I would definitely say this is kind of where she peaks, I think. But definitely a strong unit, and I would definitely recommend her. Now, Arena. Now, what's cool about Arena is she works really well because buffs are very normal. Obviously, because of high scoring, you're going to want rallies on your units. And because of those rallies around her, she is going to be able to get the buffs that she needs from people within 2 spaces. Now notice that I did keep the speed res solo here. You do not need to keep speed res solo here. You could easily go for something like a swift stance or something to that regard if you wanted to try to keep her within 1 space of allies. Totally fine. I like to use speed res solo because when I do send her into combat, she is by herself and she'll just repel herself out. So, very strong with a combination of Joint Drive Attack as well. You are not only buffing her stats by having Joint Drive Attack on her, but she's getting the buffs because the allies around her are getting it as well. So very great in that regard. Buffs herself, buffs your teammates. Ruptured Sky obviously is going to be really good because you are going to be getting, 20% more damage, 40 if it's a dragon, and it's one of those skills that just works really well in Arena because it's high scoring and it's low charge. Strong, very strong build. I honestly think this is going to work really well in Arena, especially if you pair her with the correct legendaries on the correct season. I think she's going to be doing quite a bit of work. Always a thing to consider when building units like this is what season they are appropriate for. So probably a season that you're going to be seeing lots of green legendaries would be a good season to be using her, or something to that regard. But she also will just work as a general, all-around support unit, buffing a little bit with your allies, buffing with the joint drive attack, and you could even put something like a drive speed or drive attack in her S slot instead if you just want to continue to make her into a support unit all around. So, works well in Arena, scores pretty well. You could switch Distant Counter also for our dual infantry if you want to go for max score, something to consider. Now, let's say you get her, you got your Resplendent version of her, you have your one neutral copy, and you want to build her because you like how she looks, you want to just use this unit. What do you do to make her a relatively good general support unit? Well, I kind of have a mixed build for you here. So, the way this build is going to work is seriously buffing the attack stat with drive attack. Because her weapon is going to give a hone effect, and drive attack will give that extra +4 as well, you're giving quite a bit of stats to your allies around you, and because those bonuses do happen during combat, it's one of those things where they do stack, which is really good. Now you could do, instead of a drive attack, like a drive speed, drive defense, drive res, doesn't matter. If you wanted to go for more general buffs, you could also switch this for hones, also totally fine, because those will also be bonuses that she gets with her weapon. Completely, totally fine. But keep in mind that generally you do just need to have up to 7 on a unit because those are the kind of bonuses they're going to be getting. Just keep that in mind that it only goes up to 7. So depending on what your allies have, that is generally what she is going to be getting to make sure your allies fill that role, while she does a general support role, while also being able to use Fury Desperation. And because her speed stat goes up to 40 with Fury 3, it's honestly pretty respectable at an unmerged level. And it's going to definitely double as soon as you add in that Desperation effect after some Fury. So, does work as a good support unit. And remember, the drives are kind of just there for fun. You can make these any drives you want, or hones, or whatever you want to do. Just general support slots in the CNS, and you're going to be fine. And she's going to work as a general support unit while also being able to do damage herself. That being said, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, consider subscribing. I'm going to be putting out more videos just like this one whenever new heroes come out. Usually I just do the single units when like Grand Hero Battle, Resplendent, or something like that come out. I will do videos on them. But possibly thinking about doing more in the future. We'll see about that. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time.